That ball is hit high and deep to left field. Adios! A grand slam! Bumgarner's third career homer, and this one was a grand salami, and it was a big fly.
And how do you celebrate? You blow a snot rocket.
And he drives it into right center field, hit a ton. This baby is way back on a here.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel. And today we're talking Giants. We're talking Madison Bumgarner. How did this happen? How could this have happened? Madison Bumgarner, a legend, one of the greatest Giants pitchers of all time, the greatest World Series pitcher ever, and that is Madison Bumgarner. And he is not on the Giants. He is a member of the Arizona Diamondbacks. And I'm wondering how this was allowed to happen. A lot of people are pissed off about it and asking the same question. And you might say he became a free agent and he signed with another team. Simple as that. Thank you guys for joining me. You have a fantastic day. Wait, no. No, it is not that simple. There's got to be more to it than that. And there is. The Giants knew early on that this dude was legit. This was a kid in 2010, and he went into that World Series, and he just pitched lights out and helped the Giants win in 2010. We want to give him credit for 2014, but people forget how instrumental he was in the other World Series championships as well, including 2010. He absolutely dominated. Nobody could hit. Nobody could score a run off this guy. He was just a young rookie. The Giants knew, holy cow, what do we have on our hands here? We got to hang on to this guy. And after their second championship in 2012, that's when the first extension was signed. And it was a 5-year extension through at least 2017 with options for 2018 and 2019. And Bumgarner signed this extension. So at the time, it made sense for Bumgarner. He was going to get $35 million at least. There was potential for a lot more. And he knew he was going to have security. He was going to be making a ton of money every single season. And there was nothing wrong with that. He signed the deal. But what then happened is it turned out the Giants were right in giving him this deal because he was awesome, and it turned out to be a bargain. And as other pitchers like Clayton Kershaw and many others started signing massive deals, it started to look like Bumgarner was a little bit underpaid. It's hard to say someone who's making, millions and millions of dollars is underpaid, but in this case, he was being underpaid compared to his peers. So there was this talk, this speculation. Giants, you're going to give him another extension. You're going to fix this. You're going to pay him. Well, from one point of view, the Giants agreed on an extension. He signed it, and they're paying him millions and millions of dollars. There's no reason for them to just tear up the contract and do a new one so they can pay him more money. They haven't agreed upon contract. But on the other hand, the Giants realized that they were going to have to sooner or later come to an agreement and make a new extension and start paying this guy what he's worth. And I think they had every plan to do so. Now, after 2014, when he went out there and just dominated and pretty much brought San Francisco another World Series championship by himself, at that point, there was no other option. The Giants knew they were going to have to lock this guy up. They were going to have to pay him what he has earned, and it was going to happen. I believe it really was going to happen, but it didn't happen. You could be mad at Zaidi and Harris and the new front office and say it's because these guys, they don't care. They got no heart. They got no soul. They're just all about analytics and they don't care. Let's talk about those guys real quick. That's true that they are more into analytics, all that stuff. I don't think they have no heart whatsoever. I don't think that they're just complete monsters or anything like that. I think they do want to make the team better, and I think they're striving to do so, and they don't want to give out bad contracts, and they're not really worried too much about, emotions. So someone like Madison Bumgarner, what's the closest comparison to giving him like a 5-year contract right now? It probably would be Matt Cain. Cain signed a deal for 5 years, $112.5 million, so much more than Bumgarner's contract with the Diamondbacks. And at that time, Cain was 28, so about the same age, even a little younger than Bumgarner. And how did he do during that 5-year span when he was getting paid $112.5 million? Well, he was 19-40. He never won more games than he lost. And if you look at his overall WAR for that period of time, it's in the negatives. He wasn't good during that 5-year span. It was not a good contract. Obviously, we were still happy to watch Matt Cain. Everyone was thrilled to go to the ballpark and see Matt Cain. It was awesome. I went to his last game, and that was just unbelievable. That was one of the freaking greatest moments I've ever experienced in a ballpark, because Bochy goes out there in the 5th inning, and Kane hadn't given up a run yet. He's throwing a shutout in his last game, and everyone's thinking, oh, he's going to take him out, because everyone expected that Bochy was going to come out and take him out in the middle of the inning so we could all give that big ovation and everything, and it looked like that was going to happen. And they stop and they talk on the mound for a minute, and it's the most amazing thing. And what does Bochy do? He turns and walks away, and he leaves him there. And that was the crowd just went absolutely insane because he's letting him finish the inning. Instead of pulling him so we can give him a hand, we give him a hand because he keeps him in the inning. And what does he do? He gets out of the inning. And then that was the most, the loudest ovation I've ever seen. And we knew he was coming out of the game. Bochy came out to greet him. What a moment. I got totally off track there, but I had to tell that story. But Matt Cain, that contract, as great as those moments were, as awesome it was to have him, that wasn't a very good contract. And he was coming off of 2012 when he was probably his best year. And that was the year he threw the perfect game. It made total sense to give him that contract, but it didn't work out. And I think that Zaidi and these guys know that that happens, and that could happen if you give Bumgarner a 5-year deal. It's not going to be worth the money, very possibly. It could be, but you don't know that. Now, from my point of view, I love Bumgarner in the postseason. If you're trying to win a World Series, you might want to have Bumgarner on your team. I don't care if he's 31, 32, 33 now. Yeah, I mean, eventually he's going to get old and he's not going to be effective anymore. I'm not saying Bumgarner's going to be pitching good when he's 80, but what happened even before Zaidi got here? How did they not lock this guy up? Well, here's what happened. Basically, what happens is 2017 is coming. The Giants know they got to lock this guy up. They knew they were going to get Matt Cain off the books. That's when that 5-year deal was going to wrap up. They also knew they would probably get Cueto off the books because he was going to opt out, which it turned out he didn't opt out. But that's beside the point. They were still probably going to figure out a way to extend Madison Bumgarner. But then what happens in April? He goes dirt bike riding, and he hurt his shoulder real bad. And anytime a pitcher hurts his pitching shoulder real bad, you don't extend that person. That's, whoa. We got to wait and see how this pans out. We got to see if he comes back from this injury the same. And he was out for a while. And when he came back, he was all right, but it was kind of hard to tell. He was still working his way back. So 2017 closes. They're obviously not going to extend him now, but it's okay. We got another option. We got to bring him back in 2018. Because they had an option for 2018, option for 2019, so bring him back in 2018, and now we're going to re-sign this guy. Now we're going to give him his big extension. Let's just find out, make sure he's good to go and everything's fine. And what happens in spring training? Boom, line drive off his hand. He breaks a bunch of fingers. He's got to get freaking screws up in his arm or his hand. Oh my gosh, great. Another injury to his throwing hand. So he gets injured in spring training, coming off of the season where he gets injured from dirt bike riding, coming off of a stretch where he was one of the most durable pitchers in the game. He never gets hurt. He never goes on the disabled list. And now 2 straight years he's hurt, and he's getting closer to 30, and Giants are thinking about extending him. But even that old regime, even those guys, whether it's Bobby Evans, Brian Sabian, those guys are like, oh, I don't know about this. Let's maybe let him pitch in 2019, and then we'll decide what to do, because an extension doesn't feel like the smart thing to do when you're talking about a guy who keeps getting hurt now. You got to see how he rebounds, and he did rebound just fine in 2019. He did okay. I mean, it wasn't his best year, don't get me wrong, but he was all right. Good enough to offer a nice contract to. What's the problem? 2019 corresponds with the year that Zaidi shows up. And all due respect to Farhan Zaidi, because he didn't draft Bumgarner, he didn't extend Bumgarner, he's looking at this from a point of view of what are the odds of him succeeding, and is it going to be worth this amount of money that he's asking or that we're going to have to pay to keep him? And his decision was it's probably not best for the team. It's best to let him go. It's tough for us because we're fans. We don't like to see these guys walk. Whatever they did worked before. We won 3 World Series. But also, we drafted all these guys, and they were in their 20s bringing us those World Series. Now that they're older, entering into their 30s, I don't see us winning any World Series right now. Something has to change. Something has to be done to get back to winning ways. They're trying to do it. It's unpopular. I understand it, but I'm sticking with it. We got to stick with the team. We got to stick with our team. I see people on Twitter saying, I'm jumping ship. I'm out. I'm not a Giants fan anymore. Literally, I saw people saying, I am not a San Francisco Giants fan anymore, because of this Bumgarner deal, which is just mind-blowing to me. Mind-blowing. So it was just an unfortunate sequence of events that led to this day. Things could have panned out differently. Obviously, they could have given him that extension in 2017. We wouldn't even be worrying about this. He wouldn't have become a free agent anytime soon. It didn't work out. He went dirt bike riding. Next year, maybe it would have gotten done. Didn't work out. Got hit in the hand. Next year, could have gotten done. Didn't work out. Zaidi showed up. Everything has just gone wrong as far as keeping Bumgarner a Giant for life, but he is still a hashtag forever Giant, and as far as I'm concerned, he is a Giant for life. I don't care. Sorry, dbacks fan, but you got a great pitcher, and I hope you guys enjoy him, and I hope he does well for you, even though you're in the NL West. Unless you're playing the Giants, I sincerely hope he does well for y'all and has a nice career over there and finishes off his career. Maybe he'll come back to the San Francisco and finish his career here someday. You never know. You can dream. Thank you guys for joining me right here on the Humm Baby Baseball channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Check out the links in the description below. Check out my Twitter. Check out HummBabyBaseball.com. Also got a Patreon if you want to give back to the channel. Help me grow this brand. Help me make more videos. And let's do this together right here on the Humm Baby Baseball channel, where we talk baseball all day, every single day. Talk to you guys next time. See ya!
When the Giants come